Hello and welcome to Crimes of the Heart Tarot. I'm Miss Vicki, and I'm going to use the tarot to see if we can gain more insight into unsolved mysteries, deaths, and disappearances. Let's get started. Welcome, and thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. It really helps. Today I want to do a really strange tarot reading about Dr. John FORSYTH. Now he was a 49-year-old father of 8, emergency room doctor at Mercy Hospital in Cassville, Missouri. Now, he and his brother had a cryptocurrency business, and it was quite successful. Forbes named them Crypto Millionaire of 2020. He worked 80 hours a week, which is a lot. But he had a luxury RV in the parking lot of the hospital that he could take naps in and do business, whatever, in between downtime. He loved his job, according to his friends and family. He was recently divorced from his wife. He had 8 children total, 7 with the current ex-wife. Apparently they had an amicable divorce. She got a lot of money. She was awarded, I had to write this down, something like $19,000 a month. But he seemed to be happy. He had become newly engaged to a girlfriend. His brother said he'd been happy. But there were some strange things that happened in his life. Now, he had been kidnapped, apparently, according to his brother, taken to a bridge. I had to write this down, too. This guy has a strange life. He was zip-tied and threatened. This was in February of 2022, so it was a little over a year ago. He didn't report it, and apparently he resolved the issue, quote-unquote, according to his brother. His body was found 9 days later near an aquatic park, where his car was last seen on videotape, apparently abandoned. Now, the situation is, May 24th at 7 a.m., he was off work, or he left the hospital. He had texted his girlfriend and told her that he would see her in a little while. That was at 7 a.m. on May 21st. And there are cameras that captured him walking toward his RV. Apparently he also had a car parked in the parking lot, and he drove that off instead of going into the RV. The RV was found. This is complicated, so hopefully I'll get it all right. It's a very strange story. The luxury RV in the parking lot was found unlocked. His car was found seen on camera at 7:15 in the parking lot of the aquatic park, which wasn't very far away. The videotape was very grainy. It showed him parking his car, and there were a couple of vehicles that showed up next to it, and it was kind of a deserted area. There was a white van and then a blue, I believe a blue van that drove up. There was a person seen on videotape after the vehicles left, but they're not sure if that was John or not. It was very grainy. Now, his body was found in Arkansas, which is not very far, about 9 days later in the water. And the initial report from the police said he had been, apparently his brother did identify him, even though he'd been in the water for 9 days. And there was supposedly a gunshot wound in his body somewhere. Now, it's very odd. I mean, this is a very odd thing to do. But apparently he was into a lot of different things. And a few weeks before he disappeared, he told his brother that he wanted him to have financial access to their cryptocurrency account. He didn't say anything about it, how much was in it. Apparently the cryptocurrency account was for, supposedly, to help out of the country investors get into the cryptocurrency market. Now, he had some problems with some of his investors not getting money. There was some gossip about it being a Ponzi scheme, but as far as I know, nothing ever came of it. So, I want to do these upright, I think. Yeah, we'll do these upright. All right. It's complicated. First of all, I don't understand how a person could be awarded his ex-wife $19,000 a month. He did have 7 children, but I don't even know if they were minors or not. That was child support and spousal support. That seems excessive to me. I have a lot of questions. First of all, why would he go to his RV, and they don't know if he went inside or what. It was found unlocked, and apparently he spent time in the hospital parking lot, downtime, nap time, business time, and then drive his car a few miles away and be seen on camera in his car, getting out of his car with a couple of vehicles that drove up. It was very grainy pictures, so nobody knows for sure if that was him walking around or someone else. Also, the coroner's report will not be released for quite a while, they said. So, gosh, it's just so strange. I'm trying to think what else I need to tell you. I think that's about the basics. Anything else is going to be... Oh, also, one thing you need to know. His wallet, driver's license, credit cards, passport, checkbook, work briefcase, car keys, and RV keys were found in the car that was parked at the water park. And it was unlocked. And his RV was unlocked. They saw the white SUV drive up around that 7:15, and then it left after 3 or 4 minutes. And that's about it. I made some more notes, but let's see what the cards have to say. All right, I'm going to do a Celtic cross to start. Dr. John FORSYTH, 49 years old, 8 kids. That's a lot of children to support and to have. He was a doctor. He'd also been involved in a few malpractice suits, but I guess that kind of goes with the territory. All right. The first card we have is the 8 of Cups. This is walking away from a situation you built. He had a lot of things going on. A lot of things. So he did walk away. He walked away from the parking lot. This is crossed by the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is about having everything you could want in your life. Apparently he did. He loved his job, apparently, according to his family and friends. He was making a lot of money. And he was happy that he had resolved the divorce, according to people that knew him. Now, that doesn't mean he actually was. $19,000 a month, you'd have to make a lot of money to pay that. All right, let's see what else we have. I suppose the question really was why did he go there and park, and why was his body found? He wasn't parked close to the water. It was quite a walk to the water. Underneath, the underlying reasons, the 7 of Cups. This is delusion. This is fantasies. This is having lots of different choices, not knowing what's real, what isn't real. There's the little creature in the water. Cups are emotions. 80 hours a week. That's a lot of hours. But that doesn't mean he was there. He was probably on call and just stayed in the RV, slept, whatever. In the process of leaving is the devil. All right, this is addiction. This can be someone who's addicted to almost anything. It can be sex, it can be drugs, it can be alcohol, it can be money. So he was trying to stop this lifestyle or walk away from a lifestyle. Now that's interesting because as far as everyone said, including his brother Richard, and there's really not much about his brother Richard, he was happy. Above this all is temperance. This is trying to balance your life. Temperance is about, it's trying to balance the good within yourself and the bad within yourself. It's hope. It's trying to redo the devil energy that you might have. He wanted a fresh start. This is about a fresh start. Now, walking away, he could have been it's interesting, 8 of Cups, and he has 8 children. Apparently one of the children, I think I read, was from a prior marriage. 7 were from his ex-wife that had just recently been divorced from, that he had been divorced from. All right, what's in the future? The near future for him was the 3 of Cups. This is working together with someone. Working together with people. It's a positive card. He seemed to be almost, I don't want to say a dual personality, but he seemed to be into an awful lot of negative things that had happened to him, but he appeared to be happy and upbeat, according to his brother. All right, the current situation when he disappeared. He had a happy home. He was making plans. He had just become engaged to his girlfriend, who apparently he'd been seeing for some time. She was supposedly the love of his life. The feelings around him, well, being left out in the cold. There was someone who was very envious of him, feeling left out in the cold. An onlooker, someone who wanted what he had or was envious of what he had, or it could be bullying, but I don't believe he wasn't bullied. He wasn't the type to be bullied, according to everything I've read about him. The hopes and fears, his hopes and fears. The Ace of Wands. This is a new beginning. He was really on the verge of a new beginning. He had lots of energy, lots of inspiration. He was apparently madly in love with his fiancée. And the outcome is the 6 of Cups. Now the 6 of Cups is about wishing things were different. Now he was going to see, apparently he had his passport with him because he was going to be flying to see his daughter or daughters in, I believe, Utah. He loved his children. The outcome, this is a strange outcome card to have. This was about his children. You know, I get the feeling that he had a dual personality from the cards. I'm seeing he was walking away. I would say this was walking away from his marriage. I don't think it was anything else. Obviously, if he's settled $19,000 a month on his ex-wife, that's walking away. He felt like he had everything. Felt like he had everything. He did have some problems in the past. Now, there isn't any information about his cryptocurrency business. It's just supposedly he had a few disgruntled investors, but he settled that. The fact that he was kidnapped a little over a year ago by someone really makes me suspicious. But beneath this is the 7 of Cups. Now this is illusion. This is someone who's deluded. This can also be someone who's on some kind of substance abuse. To work 80 hours a week, now that doesn't mean he was constantly at the hospital 80 hours a week. He could have been in his RV sleeping or doing his computer business, whatever. But this signifies to me sometimes someone who is on some kind of substance that they don't see clearly the rest of the world. I think I'll draw a few more cards. Now he apparently drove his car, or someone did drive it, left it in the aquatic park. But why? Why would he do that? I'm drawn to this card. This is Illusions, Illusions. He could have been making a stop somewhere to meet somebody, but he left his RV unlocked. This is going to be an interesting case. And they may not find out anything because he was in the water for 9 days. 9 days is a long time. I want to pull a few more cards. Why did he die? First of all, I guess we should ask, was it suicide? Everyone said he wasn't suicidal. He was very happy. He just became engaged. He was free from his marriage. There's a heavy burden. There was something he was hiding. Heavy burden. Also this card of someone, the feelings around him of being left out in the cold. Somebody was angry with him. Somebody was angry with him. I feel like he almost was of two minds, that he was happy, yet he told his brother if anything happened to him that he wanted him to have control of the Bitcoin account. Now that's pretty scary. I mean, if my brother told me that he was turning over his finances so I could have access to them, I'd be very worried. Now, we're looking at suicide, which doesn't seem right. The two cards that stand out to me, walking away, and I do think this stands for his divorce and a new life. But there was somebody that was envious of him or upset about him, about something. Somebody was upset with him and was spying on him. I feel like they were spying on him. Illusions and delusions. I think this is substance abuse. So he goes to his RV at 7 in the morning. Apparently unlocked it, or it was unlocked. I guess everybody knew it was his RV. And he drives away. 15 minutes later, he's seen in the parking lot of the aquatic park, but not right next to the water. It was quite a ways. Leaves his car unlocked with all of his possessions. A couple cars drive up, and there also are witness sightings that he was seen walking. But those are witness sightings, and they're not always correct. Getting a lot of cards flying around. All right. Let's do a few more. All right. First, I guess the first question would be, I see two people here, like two minds. I see a positive person. I see someone walking away. I see someone with a heavy burden. I see someone happy. I don't want to say he had a dual personality, but walking away from the devil, there was something hidden, something he was hiding. A few more cards. Did he kill himself? Did he off himself? The Six of Pentacles. This is balance. This is trying to balance something out, giving and taking. I don't see that as a card of taking yourself out of this this life. He was trying to make something right. I think he willingly went to that aquatic park. I don't see anything sinister about that. Though there could have been someone in the car with him. I don't see that. I think he was quite delusional about reality. I think there was some substance abuse. He thought he could fix this. I think he thought he could fix this. But whatever he did, it didn't work. He was going to go on a flight. He had his bags packed, basically. He had his tickets, his passport, which, why would you need a passport for going from Missouri to maybe just for ID? I almost feel like he's two different people here. Wherever he went, driving his car over there, and there's no pictures of him driving it. There could have been somebody with him. I think someone met him in the parking lot. Yeah, here's the Eight of Swords. I think he was met with someone in the parking lot. Someone had been waiting. He unlocked his RV, they approached him, and he was basically a prisoner. Now, just because he wasn't tied up, according to the videotape, someone could have had a weapon, got into the car with him because there are no pictures, and drove with him to the aquatic park. Now, I do see substance abuse. I see a heavy burden. I think he thought he could talk his way out of this. I think he owed money to someone. I don't see the money card. It could have been someone who, there was someone in the parking lot waiting for him. They approached him when he went to the RV. They coerced him into getting into his car and driving to the aquatic park. There was another person involved because there was another vehicle. There were two people. And deep down, this was about getting even. I don't see money so much. I see lots of emotions. A few more cards. Yeah, someone was with him in the car. He got out of his car, left it unlocked, and there was a van. Something happened with that van. The videotape shows a person walking around, but I don't think it was him. I think whoever was in that van or that other vehicle, I don't know if it was a blue truck or whatever. Now here's the Eight of Pentacles. This is working for money. I think he owed someone money. This is the first money card I've gotten. I see a lot of emotions, thinking he could make things right, walking away from a new life. He had done something in the past that was not good. He had some kind of addictions, or I say addictions, it could have been more than one addiction. He was involved with people that were very low class, and he was in a delusional state most of the time. I almost get that he was bipolar, but there's no evidence of that. What I'm getting from the cards is someone went with him, met him at the parking lot at the hospital when he unlocked his RV, went with him into his car. They drove to the aquatic park, which is only a few minutes away. And at that point, the cameras show somebody walking around. They show his car. They found his car 2 days later over there at the aquatic park. And it sat there unlocked. Nobody bothered it. But he was gone. There are people that say they saw him walking, but eyewitness reports of that kind are usually not that good. People, I've been reading up on that. People don't really see what they think they're seeing. Two of Pentacles, he was balancing money. He tried to make things right with these people, and I get people. more than one person, and they wouldn't accept what he had to offer. Let's get to the heart of it. This is the ending card. This is the world. They ended his world. He didn't have what they wanted. And it was money. There was money involved. I think it had to do with two people. There were two people involved with his disappearance. That's what I'm looking at. He didn't live in the real world in his mind. He'd done some bad things. I don't know if this is about the cryptocurrency account or the wrongful death suits that he'd been settled, or substance abuse. Whoever took him, he didn't put up a fight. He thought he could resolve this. He was worried, or he wouldn't have told his brother. I don't think he took himself out. He wouldn't have done it that way. He would have probably done it in his RV or something like that. He wouldn't have driven, made plans to go see his children. He didn't expect this to happen. He owed someone money. All right, I think I'll put these away. And the autopsy report, the coroner's report, they said won't come out until they've done investigating the situation, which is kind of, could be forever, I don't know. I'm going to pull a few of the Dark Shadow of the Soul Oracle. Let's just see what we get about Dr. John. Dr. John, what have you been up to? I'm still amazed at the $19,000 a month, even though there were 7 children and his ex-wife involved. More cards. Let's see what we have here with the oracle cards. We've got logical, rational, obvious, justifiable. He was an intelligent man, but I think he was not as smart as he thought he was. He kind of like kept to himself. Cheater, lies, fake dishonesty. There was something dark with him. There's something going on, dark going on with him. Unhealthy habits, detrimental drugs, self-control. He was buying something, some kind of substance. I don't think it was a Bitcoin account. And then we have traditional, rooted values, a custom, fixed mindset. He was very, I don't want to say hard-headed, but he was set in his ways. He was a very smart man, set in his ways, but he had unhealthy habits. I think whoever met him at his car in the aquatic park was somebody that he owed quite a bit of money to. That's what the cards are telling me. He thought he was smart enough to talk his way out. He'd done it before. But he was worried. But the worried part is kind of like his worries were put aside because he thought he was very, very smart. He could outsmart them. He could talk his way out of it. But I don't think it worked this time, and I think he'd done it before. He talked his way out. That's just what I'm getting from the cards. Let's just pull a few more. Well, this is judgmental, subjective, capricious, superficial. I don't know. I think
I think he put people in boxes. I get the feeling that he was compartmentalized his life. Seductress. This was his girlfriend. He was madly in love with her. She had nothing to do with his disappearance. I don't see that. Obsessed, codependency, holding on. This could have been his wife. He felt free after the divorce. I get that he thought he was very, very, very smart. Smarter than most people. He was under the influence of something. He was in love with his new girlfriend, madly in love with her. A few more cards. His girlfriend was not involved. I mean, he just called her, he said, and she had told the police that. But he was madly in love with her. Clingy, seductress. A few more cards. I think he was an intelligent man. I think he was a good doctor. He loved his family. He loved his children. But this was beyond what he could do. Yeah. All right, we're getting unforgiving. Whoever met him at his car, and this was about not only money, it was about revenge too. I'm getting, it was personal. They didn't like how he had, I'm going to say, jerked him around. And he was indifferent, disinterested, cold. He really thought, he wasn't upset about this. He just felt he could talk his way out of it. Disregard, conspiring, scheming, conniving. I don't think he was conniving. I think he was more, had boxes in his life. I think what I'm getting from the reading and from these cards is that he lived in, compartmentalized his life. He thought he was very smart. He was going to meet these people. He wasn't concerned. He was going to talk them out of whatever they wanted, offer them whatever they wanted, and it didn't work out. I think we'll have to wait for the coroner's report. I don't know if what they said about a gunshot wound is true. I mean, he had been in the water. Apparently his brother identified him. But I think I'm going to close the circle. I want to know what you think. Did he take himself out? Hopefully. Or was it a drug deal gone wrong? Or was it money he owed someone? Or all the above? Anyway, let me know what you think. Leave kind comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.